There can be no doubt that at the Paris Olympic Games 2024, these 5 minutes changed track and field history forever. But was it purposeful? We'll discuss. Welcome back to the channel, people. Welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time here, thank you for making it Peter Lloyd World. Go ahead, please hit the subscribe button so we continue to grow. When you do that, hit the notification bell so you know when the next video drops. We drop at least once a day here in Peter Lloyd World. Also, if you enjoy the content, please hit that like button. And finally, leave your thoughts. So, ready? Yep, good to go. Well, first up, let me just say, our newest YouTube channel is up and running. It's called Peter Lloyd World of Wealth. So for all things finance, go check out our newest YouTube channel, Peter Lloyd World of Wealth. Now let's get into this really cool track and field video. Now, I don't often like to re-litigate some of these more controversial issues. And of course, one of the most controversial happenings in track and field, and some might say even the most controversial happening in track and field, was the finals of the men's 100 meters at the Paris Olympic Games, where the athletes had to wait before the start of the 100-meter final, standing out there in their blocks, in and around their blocks, for anywhere, some people say 2 minutes, but by my calculation, it was about 5 minutes, which is an insane amount of time to ask any athlete to wait. Now, this race, of course, the big anticipation was really between Jamaica's Kishane Thompson, who still has the fastest time in the world for the 2024 season. That time is 9.77. And the reigning world champion, of course, Lyles, who I think he had just ran 9.80 or 9.79 at the London Diamond League, if my memory serves me correctly. So that was the big clash. And of course, one was very experienced, Lyles, and the other was completely inexperienced, which of course was Kishane Thompson. That hold was so long, even the announcers mentioned it.
We have never waited this long for the start of an Olympic 100-meter final before.
In fact, recently in an interview with Justin Gatlin, Fred Curley, the USA sprinter, even he spoke about the length of this hold and how he believed it impacted the actual race.
I feel like we waited too long.
They held you a long time.
So my heart was just beating fast. So I'm ready to run. And then it just went away.
Your adrenaline came down.
You probably would have saw a faster race out of everybody.
I believe it, yeah.
So I feel like the 9.7s, even the person that ran 9.91, we all could have ran something that the world was not ready to watch. It would have happened 5 minutes earlier.
So we are definitely not the first and only person to talk about this tremendously long hold at the beginning of the men's 100-meter finals at the Paris Olympic Games, which took place, of course, this year in 2024.
Introducing Peter Lloyd World merchandise, where style meets comfort. From trendy tees to cozy hoodies, we've got something for everyone. Elevate your wardrobe with our high-quality, fashionable designs that make a statement. Whether you're hitting the streets or chilling at home, Peter Lloyd World has you covered. Shop now and upgrade your look with Peter Lloyd World merchandise. Available exclusively at Peter Lloyd World. Link in description below.
But before we talk about the impact of this on this final, let's talk about what the officials tell us the reason for the hold actually was. The long delay before the men's 100-meter finals at the 2024 Paris Olympics was due to an attempted pitch invasion. The athletes were forced to wait almost 5 minutes after being brought to the track before they could get into their blocks. The race was one of the closest in track history, etc., etc., etc. So in my humble opinion, this 5-minute hold had really severe consequences and impacts on the race. In fact, I am convinced that we'd have seen a very different outcome had the athletes gone on their marks and ran off in the normal time, which is normally like less than what, a minute at best.
It's a great experience. I love it. I enjoy it, every moment of it. And, you know, I'm just going to build on it and just move forward.
When you say you should have been more patient with yourself, explain that for the viewers, the casual viewers who don't know what that means.
In terms of my execution, it felt as if I wasn't patient for the line. I did not trust myself. I didn't trust myself and my speed enough for it to bring me to the line at the right time, in the right position. You know, I was rushing it. At one point, I felt myself tighten up a bit and started to decelerate, and my striding kind of cut. You know, but as I said, I know some of my mistakes. I'm going to look back.
So how did this impact the actual athletes on the day? I want to say thank you to today's sponsor for the Peter Lloyd World video. That's Althea Hewitt with her newest smash sensation, Do Me Baby. You do remember that the first song by hers that we featured here, which was a cover of To Serve With Love, went straight to #1 across the globe on reggae charts. So check out Althea Hewitt's newest track, Do Me Baby, available on all platforms. Check out her YouTube channel, Althea Hewitt.
Come on, do me, baby. I like you never done before. I want you now till I just can't take no more.
Althea Hewitt's newest single, Do Me Baby, song and video out on all platforms. Check her out at Althea Hewitt at YouTube. Now this of course is my 2 cents. Look, the short sprint being what it is, the 100 meters, because you do have 50 meters and you have 60 meters. But a 100-meter race with all that adrenaline pumping, you're ready to go, you're raring to go. The impact of holding the athletes for that long, regardless of what the reasons were, and we're going to take them at their word. You know, there are people, the reason why I asked the second part is, was this purposeful? It's because the truth is, this long hold would have favored the persons who were most experienced in this race. That's just the facts. The persons who had done this over and over again would have been the persons who would have benefited for such a long hold. The athletes who this was their first time at the Olympics or their first time into a finals at the Olympics at that level, it would definitely have impacted them psychologically. Not to mention the athletes who are a little bit more mature, as against Kishane Thompson, who was what, 22, 23 at the time, 22 at the time, or just turned 23. So definitely it would have assisted someone more experienced like, say, a Noah Lyles. But I don't believe that this was purposeful, and I know people who say they think it was purposeful, but I just don't think so. I don't think they would be that obvious. And the fact, I'm going to be honest with you, when this happened on the day while I was watching, I honestly said, in fact, I think I probably said it in one of my videos, it was this purposeful. Because as I stated a while ago, it was obvious this is going to really work towards, to help the more experienced athlete. So, I'm going to dismiss. I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt. There was an invasion in the pitch, and for some reason it took 5 minutes to settle everybody back. So let's talk about the second part. How did this impact the race? Well, I just hinted at it. The person who was the most experienced person there, in terms of wins, in terms of runs, in terms of races, would have been Noah Lyles. This would have really worked in his favor, and the person who would have impacted the most there, and he was the least experienced, if my memory serves me correctly, or certainly the least experienced of the top tier athletes. Because if you're in the top 8 in a final at the Olympic Games, you are top tier. But I'm talking about the people who would believe the race was between them, which is about 4 or 5 persons. Kishane Thompson was the least experienced. So the fact of the matter is, Kishane would not have been psychologically ready to handle such a long wait. It would have impacted him. Look, even Fred Curley said his adrenaline went away. And he believes that you would have had a much faster race had the race run off when it should have. Do I think Kishane Thompson would have won had the race happened in a timely manner. They didn't have this ridiculous 1 minute, 2 minute, 5 minute wait. And I don't mean to offend anybody, but I think the answer is unequivocally yes. Of course, we can't rerun the race in our minds, and you know, and of course my American friends are going to say, you know, it done happen already. And they have a point, it's already happened. But I really do believe, therefore, that this 5 minutes seriously impacted the outcome of this race. I mean, it changed everything. Kishane Thompson, the adrenaline went away. He tightened up, and his inexperience showed. Noah Lyles, who I clearly saw with a wrap-up sign. I didn't want to use it because, you know, if you don't see, by the way, if you don't see at the beginning of the race, the video where the announcer says this is the longest hold in the history of the Olympic Games men's 100 meter finals, the longest ever, it probably means that they copyright me and I have to remove it. But if it's there, you'll see what I'm saying. But there's also a part where you see Noah Lyles giving them the sign to wrap up, and the announcer actually says Lyles is giving them the sign to wrap up, which is what made me curious. But I'm going to give Lyles the benefit of the doubt also. I think maybe he was just getting tired himself. This affected everybody. It gave us a slower race. I had predicted that the race would be somewhere between a 9.69 to a 9.75. And I believe we didn't get that because everybody was just standing around. And I believe Fred Curley is correct. I don't believe he's complaining. He's being honest. You have someone wait for 5 minutes for a short sprint, they're going to get cold. They're going to get your focus, unless you're unimaginably good at that, it's going to impact you. And I really think that this is why Kishane Thompson lost his race. This 5 minute hold, I believe, changed track and field history. Now you're going to say, Peter, you are relitigating. Maybe you have a point. But I'm going to stay with this. I'm going to stick with this because I am convinced that this 5 minutes changed track and field history as we know it, and we would have seen a very different outcome. But this, of course, is my 2 cents. Now, don't forget to check out our new channel, Peter Lloyd World of Wealth, if you're interested in finance and attaining financial freedom. Also, check out today's sponsor, Althea Hewitt. We'll leave a link in the description below. Her new single, Do Me Baby, blowing up everywhere. Do go check it out. It's available on all platforms. Go buy it, go stream it, and or check out her YouTube channel, Althea Hewitt at YouTube. And you can also simply donate to the channel. Our Cash App is there, as well as our Lord, we call us something again, PayPal, yes. So you can donate if you want to donate to the channel. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, the notification bell, and hit the like button. Remember, your royals, kings and queens. Bless us.